Hey guys, Jesse right here with YouCouldBe.com, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you about the worst real estate investment that I've ever made. And the cool thing about this investment is I still make a 27% yearly return on it. So even though it was, the worst I've ever made, it's still a great return. And that's why I'm showing it to you, because I want you to see that if you do this right, even your mistakes will still be solid investments for you. So one of the things that I've always done ever since I, thought about creating thought about investing in real estate is I've documented myself. So I decided to pull out a lot of my old footage, and this was one of the houses that I found footage of. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you. I found a ad on Realtor.com with pictures of what it looked like beforehand, because that's one of the things that I did not do very well with is going through and getting before pictures. But I do have some good after pictures, and then I have a lot of footage of what it was like when I actually went through the rehab. And we'll talk about that more in a few minutes. But right now I'm going to show you the property, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the numbers, and then after that I'll go into kind of the rehab and what went into that, and then a few final things. And if you guys wait till the end, I have a free gift for you, something that I think you're really going to like. It's another video that other people that you won't be able to find on YouTube, and it's going to be a video similar to this, but of the very first house that I ever bought. And remember, guys, like I said, I document everything. So before I ever bought my first house, I believed that this would work. I believed that I could do this, and I believed that anybody that put their mind to it could do it as well. And so I wanted to have that documentation. I wanted to have that video so that people could see my experience, and they could one day hopefully make it their experience. So if you wait to the end, I'll show you how you can get a hold of that video. But for now, we're going to jump into this property. So I've got Realtor.com pulled up right here, and this is what the house looked like when I bought it. Kind of ugly, right? It was listed on HUD Home Store, so it was a HUD foreclosure, and I paid $17,500 for this house. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It also has an extra sunroom in it that could easily be turned into a 4th bedroom. And there was all kinds of smaller issues with this house. If you look closely here, you can see they had some siding issues, and they just slapped some other type of siding over top of that. These windows right here were originally in a mobile home, and they're a certain type of window where you crank it open, and these 4 panes will tilt out horizontally, and those were not working. Inside here, this picture makes this house look really nice, but the truth is these floors were 10 times worse than this picture looks like. There was paint spatter all over the floor. It was covered in just a huge layer of dirt. This is that 4th bedroom, or that area that could be used as a 4th bedroom that I was telling you about. It's the sunroom. The walls were, lots of cracks and things like that in the walls. You can kind of see, if you look over here in the bottom edge of this floor, you see that color? That's really what the entire floor looked like. This right here, there's some foam tile kind of ceiling that was starting to fall down. That wasn't really a big deal. It just needed to be tacked up, but that was an issue. The kitchen was not terrible. They had a new countertop put in. There was 1 coat of primer on all of the cabinets, and they were recently built. This back room right here, I couldn't find a picture of what it looked like from the back of the house, but this was like a little add-on, and it was a laundry room. And when they added it on, they didn't do a very good job, so it was at a serious angle. I don't know if they built it at a serious angle, or if the house, it just settled in the back because they didn't set the foundation up right. So you can even kind of see in this picture how there's a decent little gap over here and not much of a gap over there, and that is because of the way that the house in that area was settling a little bit. And then this is another look at that back room, that laundry room. You can see they just kind of slapped it together when they put the door in, and so on and so forth. This is one of the bedrooms. This is the bathroom. That was crazy. The liner here for the shower was linoleum flooring that they had put on over top of plywood, not concrete backer board, plywood, and they had used that as their shower liner. The faucet was whatever, I guess that would still be called the faucet for the tub was messed up, and I had to replace that. And there were some broken windows and things like that, but that's pretty much the gist of it. I paid $17,500 for the house. When all was said and done, I had $22,000 into it, and that was including putting a new stove in, putting a new fridge in, putting a couple of AC units in, because there was no central air. It was window units that I put in, and also some gas heaters as well. So all in, $22,000. I profit about $6,000 a year off of it. So that's where I've got that total of 27% return on my investment yearly. So I bought this house in late 2015. So it has not quite paid for itself yet, but it's come very close. And really the experience of working on this house was great. Anytime we do this, it's my whole family. It's my wife and my 3 sons working with me. The oldest one that I have now is 7, but at the time, he had just turned 5. And the youngest one was a newborn. So now what I want to do is I want to just kind of jump in and show you guys a little of what the experience was like as we went through and we rehabbed it. One more. So this is what it's like. This is real life right here. Baby crying in the other room. I'm in the bathroom about to get started doing the demo, and well, it's just real life. You get your kids set up. I mean, this is what it is if you're gonna bring a family with you when you work on houses. I mean, it does get kind of frustrating every once in a while, especially when you're trying to record, but I mean, that's life. That's at the end of the day, that's actually the best gift we have, is being able to spend time with our family. So, yeah, I mean, you got babies crying, you got kids running, jumping, making noise, but it's funny because the same reason that I'm frustrated is actually one of the main reasons that I even do this, because I want to be able to spend time with my wife and my kids. So, I guess what's going to happen is, as we make these videos, you guys are going to hear some kids hollering and babies crying, but hey, at the end of the day, I'm a happy man. So today we're going to start out in the bathroom. Let me just show you kind of what we're working with here. What they did is they really should be changing the exposure here on the camera, but I don't want to change it mid scene. So they took linoleum flooring, and you see they put a plywood backing. They got this linoleum glue all over the inside of the tub. All that's going to be scraped out. That is going to be a pain to get off. And I went ahead and ripped some of this up already. And as you can see, you get this plywood back here. Plywood is not good for a shower liner. Wood molds. So we're going to replace that with some concrete backer board. and we are going to tile over all this. We probably don't have to tile the floor, but I want to. I think a lot of people, they just wonder, oh, what am I gonna do? I gotta buy a new door. If you look at this right here, see all that? You know what we're gonna do to fix that? Bondo. This hallway right here, there's a furnace and no furnace cover. So I'm actually going to take some plywood, fill that in, and we may end up, I don't know, tiling over it, because I'm not going to try and make the floor match. It's just going to be known that there was a furnace cover here, and we're going to try and make it a little bit stylish, but we're not going to kill ourselves trying to make it perfect. Let's see what else is going on in the house here. We got Mama and the kids, and she's getting them set up here in the sunroom. So, say hey, kids. It's Isaiah right here. It's his birthday. He's 3 years old.
Hey.
And his Mama.
Hello.
My love.
I don't think so.
And they're watching The Incredibles. So now that everybody's set up, kids are watching TV in the sunroom. Baby's crying happily in the back room. Mommy and Daddy are gonna get to work. Starting with the bathroom. Oh yeah. Well, we have the plywood and the linoleum removed from the shower, and as you can see, we have these old 1x6s behind it, and over here we have some drywall. But I'm just gonna put some fix these few places that well, actually really everything's pretty good. This was some old termite damage that has been fixed. I'm not even gonna worry about those squares right there. I'm actually just gonna put concrete backer board right over top of it. So guys, one thing I want to point out real quick is that I really did not know much about doing tile work or, you know, replacing shower liners or anything like that. I had seen a friend of mine do it. I actually had him do it on one of my other houses, and you know, I decided, well, I saw this guy do it, I may as well do it myself. But I still made some mistakes, nothing major. Obviously, it did the job, but for instance, you wouldn't use duct tape to line the seams of your backer board. You would use a tape that's specifically designed for the seams of your backer board. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. It worked, so that's my only comment on that. You can film whenever.
Go.
Alright, so what you're going to do is there's a hole right here. Take this, stick it in there, twist it. Now you got a little hole right here. Alright, this right here, use that, stick it in the hole. That punches, you know, that punctures the deal. If you push this, you can pull that all the way in. You push this in first, then you start like that. It's better to do small beads as opposed to big beads. So take this and go pretty fast down the cracks that you are trying to fill in, because the next thing you're going to do is run your finger down it. And then it's better to do more beads than just filling it up right away with a big, see how I did that over top of that first bead? And now that's how you're going to do that. And this is what I hate about caulking, how it just keeps coming out. But hey, you know, paint will cover a multitude of sins.
Hello, Isaiah. Can you say hello to the camera?
Hello, Grandma. Hello.
Hello. What are you doing, Jace?
Painting a house.
There you go. Gotta go down. Gotta keep going down with it. All the way down. Keep going down. Not too bad. Both of you guys are good.
Long day of work.
Huh?
Long day of work.
It has been long.
It's almost 1 o'clock, Joshua. You worked hard too, didn't you? Worked hard, falling asleep, making all that racket.
It's a good work day.
Man, we got a lot done, didn't we?
And 2 people stopped by.
2 people stopped by already on our first day fixing the house
First day.
up, asking us if it was for rent and how much.
Yeah, and it was like later in the day. Like,
Both of them took our name and number.
so that's exciting. It makes us really want to finish the house first.
Really? Not quite where I want you to be. I mean, I could fill that in with grout. It's just, you know, it's what it is. That's good. So these holes will eventually be covered with big, huge metal looking covers. So the idea was just to be able to have a whole tile here, cover it up with those orange metal covers, and it'll actually look pretty good. So anyway, look at the back here. All right. See my line right here? That's what I'm trying to get it to. It's not going to be straight on the bottom, but at least it'll be straight up top. So that's what I need. Or close to straight. So here we are. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. Donna's in here painting. What's going on, babe? Tell us about where we're at right now.
Well, I am putting the first coat on the front room. And it's late,
Super late.
but I'm still going in it.
Yep.
And I'm enjoying it.
And look at this.
Barely alive.
She did good painting this dinette right here. Kitchen's all painted, looks nice. And back here, because it's so late, I brought this little tarp, and I've been cutting tile. My mortar is mixing, and got most of the tile cut and laid out for the, well, stuff that needs to be laid out anyway, for the bathroom. This is what we're working with. And you can see I finally got the tile done in the shower. Just gotta grout it, but we'll do that after we get this down. And this has to go down, and the Versabond has to dry for 24 hours.
Watch me now. Excuse me. Gonna pull this.
I'm just letting my thin set cure for a minute. You're just jealous.
What?
The fact that I am awesome. And I get to do this and you don't.
Is that what's really going on?
Yes, and you know it. And we wait about, we put this on, and then I want to say we wait about 20 minutes, and then we go over it with a sponge with a little bit of water just to get the majority of it off. So one of the things about, this house, as I'm sure you noticed, was they have 1x6 sheathing. They don't have plywood sheathing or drywall or anything like that. And so in the bedroom that was right behind this bathroom, they had actually put paneling over top of this 1x6 sheathing. And in this 1x6 sheathing, there was a door that was meant to be an access point for the faucet. But they had paneled over it, so I actually had to cut into the paneling and then get to that door and replace that faucet, which thankfully it was not too bad. I found a decent replacement for, I want to say, like $60 at the local hardware store, and I just threw it in there, and then I slapped the paneling right back where it was, tacked it back on, and I just joined the seams with some mud and sanded it down and made it where you could hardly even tell. Now the floors took some major work. Donna did the bulk of it. I definitely helped, but she put in a lot more work on the floors than I did. And if I had to do it over again, I would not do it this way. But if you're trying to go cheap, it is definitely a way that you can go. We cleaned the floors. We used alcohol and scraped it down with different things like chisels. We used some, not Brillo pads, but those green pads that you buy from the dollar store. We even put those green pads onto an oscillating sander and mixed it with alcohol and, used that to clean the floors. One of the reasons that I wouldn't do it again is because, especially with these old houses, and especially in rural areas like we're in, you never know what they used on the floors back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. People have treated wood with arsenic. They've treated wood with all kinds of chemicals that I really don't want to be mixing with alcohol and sanding and spraying into the air and breathing in. And I doubt it had anything to do with it, but shortly after this, my wife actually got pretty sick, and it took her quite a while to get better. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not. So use your best judgment when it comes to what you intend to do with the floors. We scraped down all the crap and got off all the paint spatter, and then we mopped it 3 or 4 times, and then we swept it 3 or 4 times. We let it all dry, and we got something. It only cost $30 a bottle, and I think it took 2 bottles to put on 4 coats of this stuff, and all it was it was called Zep Wet Look. It's really for industrial vinyl tile. It's what they use to buff floors in like Walmarts and places like that. Maybe that might not be Walmart's brand of choice, but it's that type of floor sealer, I guess you could call it. And as you can see, when we were finished with it, it looked great for not having to sand down the floors and, stain it and refinish it. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's at least the extent of the footage that I have. I did paint the outside, changed it from that ugly yellow and brown to a little bit darker of a color scheme. There was a laundry list of other things that I did have to fix. There was, some window repair, and I ended up raising up that laundry room a couple inches to make it a little bit more level and not appear to have settled so badly. But I don't have any footage of that. So all in all, it was a great experience. One of the things that I love about doing this is being able to do it with my family. Really, that's what this is all about. It's about spending time with my family now, and it's going to enable me to spend time with my family later and focus on the things that I really enjoy, and I think the things that they really enjoy as well. So If you guys want to see the video of the very first investment property that I ever purchased, both the before footage, before I had ever even, put $1 down on anything, and the after footage after I'd experienced it, you can see all my crazy, stupid mistakes when I'm calculating up what everything's going to cost and so on and so forth. So if you want that video, just click the link in the description below. It's going to be an unlisted video, so you probably won't be able to find it anywhere else on the internet. I created it, or at least I released it to be a motivation to you guys to see that, look, if I can do it, then you definitely can do it. And as far as future videos, I've got one that I made for you yesterday that I have not posted yet on Section 8. The steps that you need to take in order to get set up with Section 8. So you can look out for that shortly, and any other kind of videos that you would like me to make in regards to real estate investing, just leave a comment for me below. And as always, please like and subscribe if you want to see more of these awesome videos. I will see you guys very, very soon.